Well, hello everyone. My name is Sarah Trout. I'm from OOD, Opportunities for Hyenas with Disabilities. So today, just kind of wanted to give you a quick update, and I know that Jody specifically had asked us to talk about our provider search tool. So she's going to actually pull that up because I don't think I have that capability. But while she does, I just wanted to talk to you real quick. I know John Danes mentioned it, and I've heard it mentioned throughout, but one of the services that we are providing now is called PRE-ETS, Pre-Employment Transition Services. And so that's kind of important for the schools because this is actually one service that we can do in the school during the school day. And there's kind of two ways to go about it. And if you have questions afterwards, please reach out to me. But basically, if someone is working with us and is on our caseload, we can refer them for the service. But the awesome thing is that anyone can receive PRE-ETS if they're a student, they have a disability, they do not have to have an OOD case. So as long as they have a disability, whether it be an IEP, a 504, maybe they don't have either, but they have some sort of documented disability, the school can actually refer them just for those services without them having an OOD case. So that's pretty awesome because we have had classrooms or schools who have actually sent their whole classrooms through for these different modules. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about that real quick. And then I'm going to show you the provider search, which is something specifically that Jody asked us. So right now she has pulled up our website. So, okay, Jody, can you click on, just so I can kind of show them, this is how they would get to the student section. So first of all, if you click at the top where it says individuals with disabilities, if you click on this page, you should be able to find just about anything that you need to know about our services. So if you scroll down a little bit, here you'll see a little bit more. Perfect. You'll see there's a tab that says students 14 plus. So you can go ahead and click on that. And this is going to pull up any of our information needed for our students. So on here, you'll find information about PRE-ETS, you'll find information about our summer work programs, other services that we can provide, like helping the students find, just a high school job. Pretty much anything, any services that we provide are going to be on here. There's some videos that you can show for your classrooms, or you can send parents to so that they can find out more information. Jody, if you can click on that tab, perfect. Yeah, this is pre-employment transition services. And scroll down a little bit. There should be a link here to, yeah, if the flyer, pre-employment transition services flyer, perfect. This is going to show what the different modules are. We have job exploration counseling, which kind of helps the students get their feet wet as far as what kind of a job they might be interested in the future. And our providers do a good job at having them do online searches, or they can connect them with even some of the resources that we talked about today, like watching videos, just trying to figure out. They take interest inventories, anything that kind of help them figure out what they might be interested. We have work-based learning, which is just some general information that they need to know about the workplace. And that can include, job shadowing. It can talk about what are behaviors that are appropriate on a job, what are not. They actually write a resume as part of it, just all kinds of great information. We have instruction and self-advocacy. So just kind of teaching the students to speak up about, what their needs are and how they need to have those met. We have workplace readiness training, which this one is actually kind of getting the students some hands-on experience. So kind of getting them out in the community a little bit. And then we have counseling on post-secondary opportunities. So if a student is interested in some sort of post-secondary, they can teach them how to fill out the FAFSA. They can teach them what are the requirements needed to sign up for a college or a training opportunity, kind of just to let them know basic information about what that would look like and help them to get that started. And all of these modules are 8 hours, which they all used to be a little bit different, but they're all 8 hours. And the awesome change that we have had is a student can go through this more than once. So let's say you referred a student in 9th grade and they kind of went through some of the job exploration counseling, through some of the other modules, but now maybe they're in 11th grade and they really need to brush up on these skills because they're a little bit closer to looking for a job. They can go through some of these modules again. It's not a one and done like it was before. So that's an awesome change that we've had, and hopefully that gives an opportunity to, because we know a lot of our students learn through repetition. So the more times they go through something, the better. So that is something that now is not as restricted. So the thing that I wanted to point out about the pre-ets, like I said, I can either refer them as them being someone on my case, or the schools can refer them directly. And if you go back to our website, Jody, there's actually an application form that the school can fill out. I think if you scroll all the way up, Jody, it's on the right-hand side, if I'm not. Requests for pre-ets form. It's on the right-hand side. Yes, that's what the school would fill out if they wanted to refer someone just for that service. So again, they don't have to have a full OOD case. Maybe it's a family who's not quite sure if they're ready to open a case with us. These could be some services to kind of introduce them. And so if the school was referring them directly, you would fill that out and send in a copy of, you would check whether you're going to send in an IEP, an ETR, 504, what you're sending in, and then those students could get that service. When someone comes into the school and provides these services, it's usually a 4-to-1 ratio. So one of the instructors can work with up to 4 students. So again, we've had classrooms who have just kind of rotated their students through this and actually used that as a goal on their IPE for the students to go through some of these modules. So that's just an idea. And that can look like whatever the school wants it to. So whether you say, I can give you an hour a week during a study hall to come in and work with my students, then the providers will coordinate with that hour a week. It's really up to the school, since we know, if they're coming in, we want to work around your schedule. So I really wanted to bring this to your attention as well, because now we're going to kind of go through the provider search. So Jody, if you want to, where it says individuals with disabilities, if you'll click on that again, this is going to be the starting point for everywhere that you need to get to. And on the right-hand side, you'll see search for provider. Yeah, go ahead and click that. So when I say providers, like, it's not going to actually be myself or my coworker Sherry or Emiliano who are going into the schools to provide these services. We have different providers that we contract out to do these. So, and I know, John Danes had already mentioned that he is the board of the DD and Trumbull is a provider. Kitty Cromer is actually on the line as well. Columbiana County ESC, they're a provider. We have several. So what I want to do is kind of go through and show you how you would look for that, because each provider has their own curriculum and they are allowed to structure the classes however, however they see fit. So you can actually even talk to each one individually, see what that curriculum looks like if you're in between a few. So what I'm going to do, Jody, if you'll go over to where it says service name, next one over, service name. Yes, right there. So go ahead, and you have to look for the pre-ets by modules, because different providers provide the different modules. So look for instruction and self-advocacy. It should be in alphabetical order. Perfect, thank you. And then preferred location. If you want to go ahead and click county and just choose whichever one of our counties you want. Okay, so she clicked on Trumbull. You can hit done on the left-hand side. Perfect. Okay, now click search. And then a whole list is going to pop up. And so if you look at it, this is Alta Care Group. Yeah, you can keep scrolling. Blue Sky Employment, Coleman Professional Services, Easter Seals, ESC Work Solutions, CIFRIN, Trumbull County Board of DD, Western Reserve Independent Living Center, Youth Intensive Services. So that lists there all the different providers in this county, and it actually gives you a provider contact number. So if you wanted to call someone or email them, you should have all the information that you would need. And the thing that's important that I want you to know about this is our providers have been charged to kind of coordinate these services. So if I have a student that I think needs to be sent for pre-ETS, then I'm going to let that provider know, hey, here's the student, here's the school, and I'm going to use the contact information that I have for that. So they will, it will actually be the provider who will call the school, because they're the ones who are going to be providing that and coordinating with what works with you, what time. So we're asking the schools if you would let us know who that contact person would be. And we just want to give you a heads up so you're not like, well, who is this person calling me? I don't know anything about this. You know, they're going to explain that they're a provider for OOD and the student's been referred. And we have had some schools who have said, we just don't have time in our school day to do this. And then that's fine. What we would do is we would work with the student, you know, to do them maybe virtually in the afternoons after school, or, you know, do these services over the summer. But if at all possible, you know, we would like to have them do it as part of their school day. It's an option. And then if you see that there are other students in your classroom who could benefit, then you can refer them as well and get a group together to do that. So that's kind of a real short version of pre-ETS and how to find different providers in your county. You can use this provider search tool to look up any of our services. You can pop in a specific provider name if you know which one you want to work with. And the cool thing about this list is that you can export it either to Excel, PDF. I often do this when I'm going to show, you know, my families the different ones. I'll export it and then send them that you know, whether it be a PDF or an Excel spreadsheet, and that way they have the information, they know who to call, you know, what questions to ask. So I think that's just kind of a really neat tool. You have all that information right there at your hands. If you wanted to print it out and give it to one of your staff and say, hey, can you look into this more, then that's something that you can do. So again, I just kind of wanted to point that out because some things have changed and it's been just a little more flexible, and it will be the providers who are calling the school contacts. So yeah, I see Carolyn Lorenzi just actually said that her and Alan are coordinating for their schools. So yeah, if anyone, I'm going to be sending an email to the schools that I cover and just, you know, asking them to let me know, because I know that, you know, you special ed directors have a lot on your plate. So if you are not the appropriate contact and you want to give me a name of an intervention specialist or anyone else that you want to handle this, that will be perfect, because we want to make life as easy for you as possible as well. So that's kind of the information I had. I don't know if there's any questions or comments.
I was going to say, folks, I'll open that up to you guys. We have two OOD people, Sarah and Sherry. Emilio was not able to make it today, covers the Ashtabula, but ask now. We have a captive audience, so to speak.
I did just want to chime in to our Mahoning County, or the ESC of Eastern Ohio. We also have our own transition 14 to 22 contract with two of our own VR counselors. We service 16 districts in our area. So we are also, I'm the supervisor of that contract too. We have Anthony Chardon and Sue Vishy that can help you. And for our districts that purchase those services, Alan and I coordinate all of that with your teachers for you. We've had several great pre-eds experiences with many different vendors and coming into the classroom, doing virtual or doing it at home. So if you do have any questions, please reach out to any of us. We're happy to support as a whole for kids outcomes. But again, our districts that purchase those services from us, we do coordinate that all for you already with the families. And the pre-eds component, I know Sarah reviewed, like you just can't refer a kid and be like, I want Carolyn to get pre-eds. There is a little bit of a process. We need certain information, IEP, TR, social security number, and different things as such to get that moving. So it's not just like, hey, Carolyn's going to get this class. There is some work in it.
Good deal. Thank you, Carolyn. Anybody else? Sherry, you have anything?
No, I think Sarah covered it all really well. But if anybody has questions or anything hit you after, sometimes things pop up. It's been a lot of information today. Definitely reach out to one of us, and we'll kind of get you headed in the direction you need to be and do the best that we can to answer your questions.
Awesome. All righty, guys. I have 11:03 on my watch, 11:04 on the computer. So we did just put the link in there for the follow-up. Give us some feedback. Tell us what you need, what you want, what we can do to improve, make this worth your time. But if you guys would do that survey before 11:15 so that we can use this for another session that's got different contact hours. We've got ourselves double booked, so that we make sure we get the right things on the right certificates. I'd appreciate it.
And there were some slides, we didn't get to guys today, which were just some extra resources for you.